Okay, so the first thing we have to do is get our up-to-date balances on the balance sheet and income statement columns. So like I said, we're just pretty much bringing over the same numbers from our trial balance to the balance sheet. We've already put the ones over there that would be different. So cash would be a balance sheet debit of $9,800. Petty cash would be a debit of $150. Accounts receivable is a debit of $2,795. Accounts payable is a credit of $555. Huh?
Yeah, why did we know that?
Oh, got it. Well, because we already did those two. Claire was not here, but the rest of us were. Capital is a credit of $14,885. And drawing is a debit of $3,400. Okay, this is the match of time, and now we go to income statement. If you look over at your account titles, a good clue is once you get to income summary, we go to income statement. Okay, so it's a way to remember that. So sales is an income statement credit of $4,320. Advertising expense. You did just not put that in the credit.
Sorry. Thanks, Claire. Thanks.
Okay, so advertising expense debit $931. Insurance expense is a debit of $250. We don't have to put the have to put the what? Nope. Miscellaneous expense is $378 as a debit. And supplies expense is a debit of $131. A debit, Miss Morgan? No, we don't have to. We only need the A and B in the adjustment column. And our last one, utilities expense, is a debit of $1,100. Then go ahead and do a single rule across the rest of those columns. Okay, now listen, I'm going to tell you the totals. This is the one time when debits and credits are not going to equal each other. Don't let this confuse you. Okay? So our income statement debit is $2,790. Income statement credit is $4,300. Oh, $320. Yes, sorry. Balance sheet debit $16,970. And our balance sheet credit is $15,440. Okay, now we have to look and figure out, do we have a net income or a net loss? So the easy way is look at those balance sheet columns. Nope, no double rule. Okay, so we still have more to write down here on those last four columns. So before we can do that, though, we need to know, is it a net income or a net loss? So look at your balance sheet. What side is greater, the debit or the credit? Okay, so if you would look back in your notes, that would mean we would have a net income. So over on line 17 in the account title, write net income. Okay, now we still want to get them so that our totals all equal each other. So you're just going to take 16,970 minus 15,440. $16,440. Okay, so in the balance sheet credit, we will write $1,530. Okay, now we need to do the same thing for the income statement. So $4,320 minus $2,790. What do we get? Okay, 1,530. And we'll put that in the income statement debit.
Okay, what was it?
1,530. Okay, so when you calculate the difference between those two, yes, they should equal each other. If they don't, we have a problem somewhere. Okay, so now underneath those four columns again, underneath the 1530, we'll do another single rule. And so now if we add the 2,790 plus 1530, our new income statement debit is 4,320. And then obviously we have nothing else to add, so you'll just bring that down for your income statement credit, 4,320. Balance sheet debit, just bring that down, 16,970. And then we will add those last two and get the same thing, 16,970. Final thing to do now is double rule underneath those totals because now debits and credits equal each other. Okay, that is the end of that.